Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another Hunger Games simulator. Well, technically, my first ever Hunger Games simulator video. So, this is basically like the craziest Hunger Games simulator you'll ever see yet. Well, not the craziest, I just added some random characters plus some that are my favorites. So, anyways, let's get started with the contestants. So, on District 1, we have Eraser from Battle for Dream Island. Now, many people have heard of Battle for Dream Island, some of you don't. I won't need an explanation, but I chose him because he's my favorite character overall. And also on District 1 is Crash Bandicoot. I added him for wacky reasons because, he's pretty goofy looking and kind of will make it far than like the strongest characters. So on District 2, we have Gamatoto. Gamatoto is from the Battle Cats. You've probably heard it, you've probably not. He's an adventurer who will give you rewards in the game, depending on your expedition hours. And also on District 2 is 007, which is known for an exploiter. I mean, you probably played Forsaken before. If you played Forsaken, you'll know 007, or you may know him as an exploiter. So on District 3, we have Dexter and Pink Panther. Dexter's from Dexter's Lab, and Pink Panther's from Pink Panther. Anyways, I don't want to make this video too long, so let's just talk the rest of the contestants. Cosmo, Mechasonic Mark II, Jonesy, Captain Underpants, Curious George, Axel and Harlem, Paper, Sandy Cheek, Scott the Wasp, Cleveland Brown, Talking Angela, Marge Simpson, Gumball, Miss Pac-Man, Mr. Krabs, Buzz Lightyear, Miracle Machine, and Doom Guy. Let's start the simulator. As the tributes stand by on their podiums, the horn sounds. Mr. Krabs runs away from the cornucopia. Eraser takes a handful of throwing knives. Jonesy runs away from the cornucopia. Cleveland Brown finds a canteen full of water. Sandy Cheeks finds a bow, some arrows, and a quiver. Crash Bandicoot runs away from the cornucopia. Paper runs away from the cornucopia. Curious George runs away from the cornucopia. Captain Underpants runs away from the cornucopia. Buzz Lightyear runs into the cornucopia and hides. Cosmo runs away. Dexter stays at the cornucopia for resources. Axel runs. 007 sets Doom Guy on fire with a Molotov. Wait, what? How can a literal Forsaken survivor kill a guy? Kill Doom Guy? He's powerful, man. He has a gun. He could just destroy him in seconds. Miracle Machine runs away. Mechasonic Mark II runs away. Marge runs away. Gamatoto runs away. Talking Angela runs away. Pink Panther runs away. Scott the Woz grabs a backpack and retreats. Gumball gathers as much food as he can. Miss Pac-Man finds a canteen full of water. Alright, we're going to go to day 1. Marge Simpson practices her archery. Axel and Harlem, Mr. Krabs, Cosmo, Buzz Lightyear, and Mechasonic Mark II hunt for other tributes. Crash Bandicoot constructs a shack. Miracle Machine and Eraser hunt for other tributes. Sandy Cheeks fishes. Talking Angela thinks about home. Pink Panther, Paper, Dexter, Scott the Woz, and Miss Pac-Man hunt for other tributes. Jonesy and Captain Underpants hunt for other tributes. Gamatoto thinks about home. Gumball explores the arena. Cleveland Brown searches for firewood. Curious George attacks 007, but he manages to escape. Okay, one can attack him here in the distance. Doom Guy, District 12. So one person has died. 24th place, Doom Guy. Okay, night 1. Captain Underpants is awoken by nightmares. Jonesy stays awake, alright. Gumball, Eraser, and Miss Pac-Man cheerfully sing songs together. I think they can go along really well, singing songs together. Axel and Harlem stays awake all night. Cleveland Brown stays awake all night. 007 tends to Cosmo's wounds. Talking Angela and Scott the Wasp tell stories about themselves to each other. Pretty sure conversation on a phone. Sandy Cheeks tries to treat her infection. Buzz Lightyear tends to Gamatoto's wounds. Paper's unable to start a fire and sleeps without warmth. Crash Bandicoot starts a fire. How is Paper unable to start a fire? You know, Crash Bandicoot started a fire, so why not just go to him? Dexter and Curious George huddle for warmth. Okay, so a boy genius is hugging a monkey. That's fine. That's fine. Curious George is getting a little bit too curious. Miracle Machine kills Megasonic Mark II while he is sleeping. Okay, so a guy from Albuquerque who is actually insane kills a robot who's actually powerful. Okay, that doesn't make any sense, however. Yeah, it's not meant to make sense. Okay, Miracle Machine sets an explosive off, killing Pink Panther. Okay, Pink Panther is an unstoppable force of nature and just dies from an explosion by Marge Simpson. Mr. Krabs receives an explosive from an unknown sponsor. Speaking of explosives, no, not yet. Don't finish. Don't finish. Okay. Update. I was recording with my mom to make the video, and we were like doing something. She's watching Top Chef BIP now. It's like a little update just in case if you don't want to leave the video yet. Okay, so we're on. Okay, so let's go to the next section. All right, day 2. 007 tends to Miss Pac-Man's wounds. Captain Underpants receives explosives from an unknown sponsor. Crash Bandicoot's trap kills Paper. I knew something could happen. I knew something related could happen to them. Gamma Toto discovers a river. Axel and Harlem collects fruit from a tree. Cleveland Brown overpowers Mr. Krabs, killing him. Oh my god, he just defeated the most greediest character in history. Now his greed is no longer there. Jonesy receives clean water from an unknown sponsor. Dexter and Gumball split up to search for resources. Alright, an alliance. I hope nothing could go wrong with them. Curious George searches for a water source. Okay, he's getting curious. Talking Angela tries to sleep through the entire day. Scott the Wasp sees smoke rising in the distance but decides not to investigate. Marge Simpson begs Cosmo to kill her. He refuses, keeping Marge Simpson alive. Makes sense due to the rules. Like, have you seen that one episode where basically no death is allowed for a wish according to the rules? Yeah, makes sense. Sandy Cheeks receives fresh food from an unknown sponsor. Eraser makes a slingshot. But Buzz Lightyear spears Miracle Machine in the abdomen? Oh, okay, so a Star Command versus an insane person, who would win? Of course the Star Command. Okay, so let's go. 5 cannon shots can mirror the distance. Mechasonic Mark II. 23rd place, District 4. Pink Panther, 22nd place, District 3. Paper, 21st place, District 7. Mr. Krabs, 20th place, District 11. Miracle Machine, 19th place, District 12. Okay. Gumball poisons Cleveland Brown's drink, but mistakes it for his own and dies. Oh, okay, so the alliance is over. Gumball, due to Gumball drinking the drink that he poisoned, but he accidentally drinks it and dies. Buzz Lightyear, Marge Simpson, Curious George, Gamma Toto, and Scott the Wasp sleep in shifts. Sandy Cheeks loses sight of where she is. Axel and Harlem begs Cosmo to kill him. He refuses, keeping Axel and Harlem alive. Alright, so again with the rules. Eraser catches Jonesy off guard and kills him. Okay, he probably had that Zappy he had in Teapot 3. And Jonesy is just a basic kid in Fortnite, so he'd obviously lose. Captain Underpants, Dexter, and Miss Pac-Man discuss the games and what might happen in the morning. Talking Angela questions her sanity. 007 finally hums. Crash Bandicoot starts the fire. Another fire? How many fires is this guy gonna have? Alright. Day 3. Scott the Wasp makes a wooden spear. Axel and Harlem and Marge Simpson hunt for other tributes. Okay, we got a little alliance. Miss Pac-Man diverts Sandy Cheeks' attention and runs away. Gamma Toto picks flowers. Okay. I could see he's a silly little adventurer. Of course he's gonna pick flowers. Crash Bandicoot 007. Curious George, Dexter, and Cleveland Brown hunt for other tributes. I can see another alliance starting. Captain Underpants steals from Talking Angela while she isn't looking. He decided to tra-la-la and just steal from Talking Angela. Alright. Cosmo sees smoke rising in the distance but decides not to investigate. Okay. He's not gonna see what's gonna happen. Buzz Lightyear collects fruit from a tree. Eraser practices archery. Alright. for his aim, at least. Oh, at an arena event. Cleveland Brown survives, Axel and Harlem survives, Gamma Toto survives, Cosmo survives, 007 survives. Okay. Eraser flails his weapon around, accidentally killing Scott the Wasp. Talking Angela survives. Dexter survives. Curious George survives. Crash Bandicoot accidentally makes contact with Spiny, lethal plant life. Oh man, he made a mistake. Rip. Captain Underpants survives. Marge Simpson trips on a rock and falls off a cliff. Okay. Miss Pac-Man survives. Sandy Cheeks survives. Buzz Lightyear survives. Alright. 5 cannon shots come here in the distance. Gumball. District 10, 18th place. Jonesy, District 5, 17th place. Scott the Woz, District 8, 16th place. Crash Bandicoot, District 1, 15th place. Marge Simpson, District 9, 14th place. Alright. Curious George destroys eraser supplies while he is asleep. Okay, so we got a Curious George getting a bit too curious. 007 receives fresh food from an unknown sponsor. Talking Angela attacks Dexter, but Gamma Toto protects him, killing Talking Angela. Oh, Battle of the Cats. I can see that these two are gonna have a little alliance now. Buzz Lightyear passes out from exhaustion. Axel and Harlan destroy Sandy Cheeks' supplies while she is asleep. Miss Pac-Man attempts to start a fire but is unsuccessful. Cosmo is awoken by nightmares. Captain Underpants is unable to start a fire and sleeps without warmth. Makes sense since he's only wearing underwear. I mean, why would else someone without clothes be suffering from the cold? Cleveland Brown cries himself to sleep. Really? Alright. Day 4. Axel and Harlem stalks Sandy Cheeks. Oh my goodness, stalking Sandy Cheeks. Captain Underpants camouflages himself in the bushes. Eraser picks flowers? Wait, what? Eraser practices his archery, makes a slingshot, captures Jonesy off guard, gets his supplies destroyed, picks flowers. Curious George questions his sanity. No, he's questioning how he's way too curious. Buzz Lightyear fishes. Gamma Toto thinks about home. Manny's homesick. He wants to see his employees again. Cosmo receives medical supplies from an unknown sponsor. Cleveland Brown steals from Dexter while he isn't looking. Speaks to one who cried himself to sleep. He decided to have an idea to steal a Boy Genius's supplies. Miss Pac-Man tends to 007's wounds. Alright, 1 cannon shot from here in the distance. Talking Angela, 13th place, District 9. Sandy Cheeks and Miss Pac-Man huddle for warmth. Buzz Lightyear looks at the night sky. Eraser, Captain Underpants, Axel and Harlem, and Curious George tells ghost stories to each other to lighten the mood. I could see a little alliance happening. Cleveland Brown tends to 007's wounds. Dexter receives medical supplies from an unknown sponsor. Gamma Toto falls into a frozen lake and drowns? Okay, despite him, he protects Dexter and dies to a frozen lake. Cosmo starts a fire. Alright, Sandy Cheeks overhears Dexter and Axel and Harlan talking in the distance. Eraser explores the arena. Curious George stalks Cosmo. Miss Pac-Man, 007, Cleveland Brown, and Buzz Lightyear raid Captain Underpants' camp while he is hunting. Another alliance. How many alliances are they gonna make? 1 cannon shot can be heard in the distance. Gamma Toto, District 2, 12th place. Alright, next one. Captain Underpants convinces Cleveland Brown to snuggle with him. Okay, we got an LGBT relationship, but that's okay, it's fine. Eraser thinks about home. Curious George receives an explosive from an unknown sponsor. Miss Pac-Man tends her wounds. Dexter, Cosmo, Buzz Lightyear, and 007 form a... I'm not gonna say the word, it's gonna take my channel down. Game overing themselves. Sandy Cheeks receives a hadjet from an unknown sponsor. Axel and Harlem receives clean water from an unknown sponsor. The cornucopia is replenished with food, supplies, weapons, and memoirs from the tribute's families. Sandy Cheeks decides not to go to the feast. Cleveland does not go to the feast. Eraser does not go to the feast. Captain Underpants cannot handle the circumstances and commits, well, he game overs himself. Curious George decides not to go to the feast. Miss Pac-Man sets Axel and Harlem on fire with a Molotov. Okay, that's he. I think Axel stalked Miss Pac-Man. That's why she gets revenge from him. Okay, let's start this. Okay, Curious George hunts for other tributes. Miss Pac-Man repeatedly stabs Sandy Cheeks to death with Sace. Okay, I can see Miss Pac-Man is getting strong. Cleveland Brown practices archery. Eraser receives a hatchet from an unknown sponsor. Alright. 7 cannon shots come here to distance. Dexter, 11th place, District 3. Cosmo, 10th place, District 4. Buzz Lightyear, 9th place, District 11. 007, 8th place, District 2. Captain Underpants, 7th place, District 5. Axel and Harlem, District 6. 6th place. Sandy Cheeks, District 7. 5th place. We get to see our finale. Okay, Eraser, Cleveland Brown, and Miss Pac-Man discuss the games and what might happen in the morning. Curious George goes to sleep. Okay, Eraser attacks Miss Pac-Man, but Curious George protects her, killing Eraser. Whoa, I could see that Curious George is getting a bit too curious and kills Eraser to protect Miss Pac-Man. Cleveland Brown travels to higher ground. Alright, 1 cannon shot to mirror the distance. Eraser, District 1, 4th place. Alright. Curious George attempts to start a fire, but is unsuccessful. Miss Pac-Man strangles Cleveland Brown after engaging in a fist fight. Alright, rip. Curious George is unable to convince Miss Pac-Man not to kill him. Alright. 2 cannon shots come here to distance. Cleveland Brown, 3rd place, District 8. Curious George, District 6, 2nd place. And the winner is Miss Pac-Man from District 10. So, that's it. This is the craziest Hunger Games. Well, not crazy. And, well, there might be like this. So, Miss Pac-Man killed 4 people. Curious George only had 1. Cleveland Brown only had 1 kill. Eraser had 2 kills. 007 had 1 kill. Buzz Lightyear had 1 kill. Gamma Toto had 1 kill. Marge Simpson had 1 kill. Crash had 1 kill. Miracle Machine had 1 kill. And those are all the people who canonically had kills. And so this is it. Here are the placements overall. And the placements based on kills. So anyways, see you in the next one. Goodbye. And of course, I'm going to reach 100 subscribers with a sub goal. So can we reach 100 subscribers before the end of August? Let's go.